Space, the final frontier. This is the 2.5-year journey of the build of the Starship Enterprise. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and welcome to issue 3 and stage, whatever stage this is that is the shortest one. Basically, I'm filming this before I do any of the builds, and after this I'll be doing one of the stages. This pack does contain 4 stages. We have stage 7, which looks like this, stage 8 looks like that, stage 9 and stage 10. Whichever one of these is the shortest build, I'll be putting this in the front of. So we'll be going through the parts for each individual stage, and indeed going through the build for each individual stage as we get to it. But first of all, I'd like to go through the magazine. So the magazine this month, we have the start of the episode guides. So this is going to be a look at, I believe, all of the Next Generation series, all 7 seasons of it, as it says from this is season 1 from 87 to 88. Yeah, so Jean-Luc Picard. Patrick Stewart wasn't the first choice. Apparently Roddenberry didn't really like him to be in it, so yeah, we're thankful that he gave in and actually went with it at the end. Encounter at Farpoint, obviously the double length first episode, very good. Get some concept art of the alien. Spoilers, it's an alien. Yeah, okay. So stuff about the filming. Episodes 1.1 and 1.2 premiered on September 28th, 1987. Interesting behind the scenes shots, quite cool. A little bit about the comm badge as well, quite interesting. They didn't want the comm badge to be separate. They wanted the badge, the emblem, to be the communicator rather than having a handheld communicator. And so apparently Roddenberry just said, why not make the emblem the communicator instead of having a big surround for it or anything else? So that's how it came to be. Boris Kelly, obviously in the episode as a very old person. Cole Meany was unnamed officer in Farpoint, but yeah, obviously he came back to become a series regular in both TNG and DS9. Q, obviously it starts off with all about Q, so there's still in Encounter at Farpoint. Obviously it's the first one, so they got to go for it in a big way. The Naked Now, episode 1.3. Quite cool. I remember this. This is the Inhibitions Gone thing. As it says, the only direct sequel to an original series episode. I didn't realise it was the only one, but I knew it was one. Code Runner is obviously 1.4. Or Tasha and spiky things, and yeah. Least loves episodes, apparently. It wasn't great, but a lot of the early seasons are not great. But yeah. Last Outpost, that was quite cool. Ferengis, but yeah. I like the different Ferengi designs, obviously, that they went through. The evolution of the Ferengi. Yeah, it meant to be the new badasses of the universe, apparently, but they really weren't, were they? But yeah, and obviously the style that they finally came up with. Cool. The Marauder, obviously the Ferengi Marauder, quite interestingly carved and scale next to the D. And that's that. That's the end of this pack, issue 3. I shall be putting that aside. And now, welcome to whichever stage it is that is the shortest one. So I'll be introducing it again, because I've got to introduce all of them, because I don't know how long any of them are going to be until I've actually filmed them. So that was the look at the magazine. Now, on to the build. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to stage 8 of building Star Trek The Next Generation Enterprise, NCC 1701D. Now, you may have already seen the bit about the magazine. I'm doing that as a separate part, which I shall put into the video, which is the shortest of the builds. I don't know which one that is because I haven't built them all yet. It may have been stage 7, it may have been stage 8, it may be still coming up in the future in stage 9 and 10, which are part of this month's package. In this month's package, or indeed in this stage, let's go to the stages. There we go. Stage 8 is this stage here. We have some parts. These are from last time. Don't worry about those at the moment. We've got a couple more springs and 2 more bits of the phaser bank right. We've got AP and BM screws and another part of framework. So let's get straight in with it. I shall find the page that says Stage 8 Assembly, which is that one there. I do like, again, this bit that shows you what you're getting, what it looks like, and where it goes. So this is this side. I think we already had this side. So I think that's that one, and this is going to go next to it there. I think it could be the other side. I don't know. We'll find out in the instructions. But we've also got the little phaser banky thing to fit onto there, which is indeed the first part we're doing in step A. Let me move the magazine out of the way, and then we'll get down to it. I'll move those out of the way as well, because first of all, we're going to be doing exactly the same as we did with this one last time, but on this side. So we've got the actual thing, the bracket in the back, and 2 springs. I don't know. It doesn't say why it's got springs in it, but it's definitely got a thing, but you can push it. In this phase of the assembly, the second event comprises the many phaser banks fits into place. The underlying structure of the magnificent saucer section doubles in size. Is it doubles? I thought it wasn't quite. Oh no, it is exactly the same size, so it does indeed get twice as big. Right, so this one, I'm carefully laying it down that way. Fitting that, obviously, only goes in one way round because it's got a curve to it. That goes on there. This is going to go on there exactly the same way round as the other one, but the opposite. And I shall need 2 of the AP screws to put them in place. I'm going to get the screws out and get everything ready before I do anything with the spring. So now it's time to do something with the springs. I need to separate those into 2 springs as opposed to the one that they've sort of folded up into like that. So we now have 2 springs, 2 posts to fit them onto. That one there, let go. And that one there. Cool. Over the top of that goes this. Locates the pins, continue through into this. If I can find the right place. It's about there somewhere, it's got to be. There it is. There we go, that's that. Then I can put 1 screw into the top piece. Turn it down just a couple of turns to hold it in place. Then get the other one into the bottom piece there. Just like that. So now that can't escape. Then I can get into a more comfortable position to properly control things while doing this. Now I'm a little bit surprised that this is a plastic part that we're putting this into. I was led to believe that the exterior hull was going to be metal. I know that would make it stupidly heavy, but it started off being stupidly heavy, so I don't know. So yeah, that now tightens down onto there, just like the other side, and just like the other side, you can press it. I don't know why you want to press it. I don't get it. I don't understand why, but it is, so that it is what it is. So that shall be put aside until next time. Well, I think we're going to put some of the windows in. Now this, we're going to be using the BM screws. Let me open these. I shall get out 4 of them and leave 1 in the packet to go back into the box to add to my growing collection of screws. So this one, we're taking the skeletal assembly from last time, and this one is going this side. So yeah, with the big cutout pieces there, which are going to be in the middle, I believe. So that's going on there like that and like that. It is pretty much a mirror image of that by the looks of it. So we've got 4 screws to put into the 4 holes there. This is where you may, I don't think you will, but you may have to loosen off those to give you a little bit of wiggle room, just to make sure everything lines up. I don't think it will. I think you'll be perfectly all right, because they did seem to go in quite nicely into little blocks and sets before anything else lined up. So I think we're going to be fine. But as ever, I'm just putting these in a couple of turns just to get them in the right place, make sure everything lines up. Just like it does. That seems quite good. Now this is actually quite well arranged. You can't see it from that height, but this is now hitting on the high, the medium, middle and the front. So you can actually leave it on a table to tighten these up. You're pushing down onto the brackets, you're not bending anything out of the way or anything. So let's go back down and tighten these through. Not fully tightened all of these yet. I'm still taking it in a bit of a stage. I'm going to do this one while I'm holding it, irrespective of what I just said, because it feels more comfortable. I feel like I've got more control over the tools and everything by having it in hand rather than doing it onto a bench. So that's now tight. That's now tight. Back down to these two. That one's tight. And that one is now tight. So yes, that lines up quite nicely. I can't see any problem with that. They both joined into the same section. It's a wobble at the front, but obviously there's more brackets and things to be added at some point in the future. But that is the end of this stage. This is stage 8 completed. That's going to go about there, I think. I think that's the way it works. We'll figure it out at the end. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching this. I'm sure there'll be more to come soon. I quite like the way they're doing this, in that there's some attachment points and something different to do, rather than just being constant, let's do the dish and then go on to something else. I'll be happy when everything gets added together, but that's going to be a little while away, I think, because the nacelles obviously way back over, a long way over that way. But yeah, the size is getting there now. Yeah. So thank you for watching. See you soon. Yeah, live long and prosper, as we say. And I'll see you soon for another build. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.